TikTok. We've pretty much all heard about this legendary app, you know. It launched in September of 2016, about 9 years ago today. Excuse me. TikTok became extremely popular during 2018 to mid-2019 and blew up even further in the year 2020. After all, we had a virus that kind of shut down everything around us, so the only thing we could really do is just stay inside and kind of just scroll online. TikTok, like any other application, has had a lot of good influence and a lot of bad influence. So now, this video was not releasing when I hoped it would. I was hoping it would release the day TikTok got banned, Sunday. However, CapCut also got taken down as well, and I just recently discovered that it got put back up, so I'm recording this as of Thursday, the 23rd of January. However, I would like to share some insights onto the good, the bad, and the ugly of TikTok, the app. Alright, so I'm going to provide a bit of background info here. So, of course, my information could be completely wrong, so please feel free to correct me in the comments down below if anything is incorrect or if I say something improperly. So, as I like to say, to go back to the beginning is to find the first steps and watch something as it grows even further. So, with that said, let's take a trip back nearly 11 years ago in April of 2014. Musical.ly, I don't really know which Musical.ly. I'm just going to call it Musical.ly for the sake of it being easier to say. Musical.ly officially later released in August of 2014, which this all correlates. Musical.ly and TikTok correlate to one another, so please bear with me, in which the app was simply designed to make short-form content about lip syncing. So basically just like karaoke. It was originally a Chinese-only app, and after success for years, like all things do, the app eventually did fail in some regards, and it was bought out by a company called ByteDance in August of 2018, which Musical.ly later was rebranded and merged with TikTok, which later made the app available worldwide, except for in China, because the Chinese variation was different and was called Douyin. I don't really know if I'm saying that right, so yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much a bit of information. And the rest of there is pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, the app grew in popularity as time went on thanks to coronavirus, and TikTok pretty much became the #1 app globally. I mean, everyone kind of went on there and watched content on it daily. It's incredible, like how popular it grew in the span of a few years. Not only that, but an app that was 7 years old competed with an app that has been around since 2005. People. The same app that you're watching this video on, YouTube. TikTok, an app that had just like barely released, was competing with YouTube in terms of popularity. I mean, that's incredible. An app that just grew in numbers in a short period of time. I mean, you have to admit, like, that is highly impressive and very incapable to do in the modern age with like a lot of things. Like, everyone just goes on Instagram and TikTok nowadays. A lot of other apps just struggle to get even barely any downloads or recognition. So for TikTok, an app that like just barely started, for it to be competing with one of the biggest platforms of social media out there, YouTube, it's phenomenal. So, just like any other app, TikTok has a lot of good and a lot of bad. Originally, TikTok was used for short-form lip-syncing songs, which eventually at some point evolved into short-form content, which I might do a video on how short-form content has taken over normal content. And people fell in love with it. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's understandable. I mean, why would you spend 10 minutes watching an entire length video when you could just watch like 10 1-minute videos in a short period of time? Like, it feels like a short period of time, but when you put it into scale, it's like it all adds up to, a lot. And a lot of these videos were pretty helpful. I mean, some of them had life hacks and a lot of different things that could be, helpful to us. And the shorts varied from gaming, music, news, virtually anything. It was just made by regular people who had their phones. Some of them actually did buy expensive things to go out of their way to make more content. But you could just really use your phone and post something on TikTok and go viral. I mean, anything could happen. That's how great it was, I think, to just blow up by posting one video. But anyways, even then, TikTok had so many diverse means to promote. Holy, I can't speak. Sorry. To promote products, and there was like, it was such a great thing about this app. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of companies got their products shared on TikTok and grew popular due to it. Another thing, it's like this app also has some form of self-defense learning, which I would consider to be kind of iffy in a sense, because I understand the self-defense aspect comes to like helping people, but I'm not sure if like it'll always work 100% of the time. It's only because those people have actually trained it for years and have mastered it. Like, I understand why it's good. I will say this, that having free self-defense tips on an application is pretty useful. I myself go to a gym that costs $147 a month, so I can just train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. And, an app can just provide you information on how to defend yourself in like maybe a 45-second video, whereas I spend an hour a day going to that gym to learn things. And another great thing about that is probably the edits. I have to say, as like cringy as that is, I mean, come on, we have to admit that some of the edits are pretty cool. And then some of the songs that were used were pretty awesome. And like a lot of artists got their music spread off of TikTok. Holy, I can't speak. I am terribly sorry for that. I mean, then there was also the comedy sketches, the gaming videos, the dances. I mean, everyone fell in love with the app in one way or another, and we just always watched it hours on hours on end. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So pretty much after hearing all of that, why is TikTok being banned? I mean, the app has a lot of good, doesn't it? You get to share creativity, and I mean, you get to share ideas and all that sorts of things. So why is it getting banned? Now, of course, I don't really expect everyone online to know why it's getting banned, because it has to do with politics. And I personally just don't really like politics all too much. It gets very complicated sometimes. And the reason why TikTok is getting banned is because the United States and China don't exactly have the best relationship. They never exactly always have. However, did you know our apps, our own applications, steal our own data and sell them online so other people can profit off of it and learn our own tastes and our things that we like? Now, that means that TikTok steals our data, which is an alleged accusation that the Chinese government is stealing data and using TikTok as an espionage app so they can kind of get into military records and see all sorts of things, because the military was never a big fan of TikTok, like being used on site, considering that it could get access to highly classified information and bypass all sorts of things. Now, of course, there's a more technical sense to this, but I'm not going to go into that because I simply just don't want to. That, and the U.S. doesn't exactly always have the best national security online, seeing as I don't really remember the story exactly, but I know I've heard of it, that like some kids from England hacked into like some private U.S. military thing or like something online, and they were like drunk when they did that, or they got high and they were just like, let's just do this for fun, and they almost got away with it. So yeah, TikTok's pretty much just being banned to protect the citizens of the United States. I'll say protect with quotations, but it's mostly just to protect the information that we have. All right. Let's go into the greatest territory of all, the bad of TikTok. I have been incredibly eager to read this. There is a lot of bad on this platform. A lot. Just a lot. Too much, in my opinion. Have you ever heard of Andrew Tate, that vegan teacher? I mean, yeah, there are more, but those are really just like popular or like well known. And do you know what they are? Do you know what power they have? They're influencers. They are influencers, which means that they have the power to say whatever they want, and no one will stop them. No one will go against it because A, they are famous. And everyone loves famous people. Everyone wants to be famous. So they'll listen to these people. They don't care because they want to be rich. They want to be famous. So they'll listen and listen. Even if people like Andrew Tate are accused of and people back him up because of the fact that they say, oh, well, guess what? He's getting arrested because what he's saying, it's like mind-blowing. This man could tell you to wipe your ass after you take a shit, and people would blow up about that like, holy crap. Like, oh my God, I never knew I needed to do that. Just like, what? Like, no. And people listen to him because he's rich, he's a guy, and people, lonely guys, look up to him and respect him. Okay, that's enough of me just crashing out. I'm sorry, I just... Anyways. Oh yeah, trends and like norms, TikTok norms. Those are also bad things. Let's get into those. Yeah, so there are like things that people did online on like TikTok, which were challenges. You guys know what the knockout challenge is? It's basically you press on someone's rib cages, causing them to pass out because they have a lack of oxygen. Yeah. People would literally go around holding other people hostage to press on their rib cage until they would pass out because they couldn't breathe anymore. And people did that because they wanted to be popular. What gain are you getting from that? Like, I'm just not even going to say anything about this. Moving on to another challenge. When I was in school, I remember there was a challenge going on that like you would steal school property. Sorry, sore throat, kind of. Yeah, you would just go around school stealing random property. At my school, there was someone who stole a urinal and got away with it. I don't understand how you steal a urinal first and foremost, break it off the wall, and then not only that, just manage to get away with it. It's kind of impressive, not gonna lie. I'm kind of like, yeah, you know what? Honestly, dude, if you didn't get caught, if your school is bad enough to the point where someone can steal a urinal and walk away with it, there's something wrong there. All right. Next thing. Norms. Oh, man. I remember way back when looks maxing was incredibly popular. Yeah. That cringy trend where people would do like mewing and all that. And you know what? Looks maxing in of itself was a good thing before it became popular. And, people wanted to do that because they would just want to look like a supermodel, because everyone online who's an influencer looks attractive in some way. And obviously this trend caused a lot of insecurities with many people, especially with how they look and whatnot. So, that sucked. But I'm going to be honest, I feel like you don't really need to do all those things to remotely look attractive. I myself don't really do skincare too much, and I think I look alright, And this trend, I'll say, well, I mean, not really a trend, it's more so of a norm, like I said. It really ruins some people's mental health. And it just really sucks to see people's health deteriorate over how they look. And I understand that appearance is very important to a lot of people, but it's sad to watch people kind of go through a flux because they don't look good enough according to someone online. It's really sad to see. It's kind of depressing in a way. Alright, that's gonna wrap this up for this one. This took a very long time for me to actually release. A lot of things happened between when I said I was recording it and now. So yeah, that really delayed my process and whatnot. So yeah, thanks for watching, and maybe I'll upload another time eventually. I won't promise anything. Have a good day or good night wherever you are.